Just came home with this South Bend Heavy 10 lathe. I bought it off a guy on Facebook Marketplace. I believe it's a 1954 or 1955. Just got it in my garage. Unfortunately, I had to take the headstock to get it in here, as well as the tailstock and taper attachment. With this base, I'm guessing it weighs between 800 to 1,000 pounds all put together. And it's very top heavy, so I wanted to get some of the weight lower down. Moved it with a combination of a snowmobile lift and, of course, forks. Let's see over here. So over here we got headstock, pulled it off, it's just 2 bolts, the compound, and the taper attachment. And still in my truck I have all of the collets, 3-jaw chuck, an extra apron, an extra quick change gearbox, and an Aloris tool post, BXA size. Overall, I'm very happy with this so far. My plan is to get it running again. It didn't have a belt on the headstock, but the motor works in forward. The spindle's not seized up. He did tell me that at one point in its life, this lathe had a fall, and that's why it came with the extra gearbox. This is a replacement gearbox where the handles broke off the original one, and some of the handles broke off the apron. And this part is not original. Someone turned a new bushing there, as opposed to the original cast piece, is my understanding. So we'll have to dive into that and understand what's going on. But he also told me that he put a dial indicator on the carriage and moved it along the Z-axis here, and said it dropped about 23 thousandths. I'm not really sure if that's actually the case. This thing's pretty dirty, and it may have been contamination, or I hope so. The ways are a little chipped up. Try to see if I can hold the light. You know, that's to be expected on the area close to the chuck, but those are mostly on the tailstock ways here, this first one. The ways for the carriage look pretty good. So now next is a good thorough cleaning and an assessment of where we are. So I'm only about 5 minutes into cleaning this thing, and I was under the impression I was going to repaint it, but the paint is in great shape, and it really just seems to be a layer of surface goop. Now, under the headstock and areas, there's a lot more grease and grime, and the carriage is soaking in purple power right now, but you can see left versus right. It's coming up very nicely. So, yeah, well, I'll probably still disassemble and clean everything up, but I may preserve its current patina, if you will. And I'll probably take the apron apart and rebuild that, clean out the lead screw. And I'm still kind of at a loss for the bench. It doesn't look quite as nicely aged, but maybe I'll sand it down and clear coat it or something like that. The original South Bend emblem is there, and I'd love to take that off and redo it. You can see its silhouette underneath. But yeah, I'm gonna keep cleaning and give it a good oiling before I head in for the night and do some research.